Hello, hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about, after watching for the very first time, Death Wish. Death Wish, the original, is a 1974 film that was directed by Michael Winner, and it stars Charles Bronson as this normal, average, everyday guy. He's an accountant, he has a wife and a daughter. But one day, the wife and daughter, the house gets broken into, and these three thugs break in and brutally rape and kill the wife. So Charles Bronson, when he finds this out, he decides to become a vigilante. He goes out there on the streets looking for muggers and looking for criminals to kill. And that's how he gets his revenge. Of course, this incites a divide amongst the community. Some people are for him, other people are against him. The cops are chasing after him. Now, what I thought of Death Wish was, I thought the movie was just okay. I didn't come out loving it. I didn't say, wow, this movie was amazing. It's one of those things where maybe some people who grew up on it or saw it years ago are going to say it's amazing and say great things about it. I just thought it was fine. Somebody who would hear the name Charles Bronson, I would always hear his name related to old movies and how great he was. I thought he was just okay in the film. I wasn't blown away. I was expecting more from him. When he found out what happened to his wife and to his daughter, I was expecting him to be incensed. I was expecting a scene where he emotionally broke down, whether it was anger or just crying, anything. You don't really get that. He sort of plays it cool and smooth the whole way through. I do like when he decides to become a vigilante, he goes out and grabs a gun. It's just a small little pistol. And he goes out there, he's wandering the streets, he'll see somebody get mugged, or he'll see people attacking somebody in a dark alley, and he walks towards the danger, and he ends up killing most of these people. And there was a part of me that obviously understands what he's doing, gets it. But there's another part of me that, like, he would go after people who just had knives, or just had, like, small weapons who, yeah, they were committing crimes, yeah, they were robbing somebody, but he would shoot them. Murder, like dead. Shoot them dead. And there was a part of me that was like, is this wrong? Is this right? Is this really what he should be doing? Obviously, I guess I'm supposed to feel that. Some conflictiveness, because that's where the cops come in. The detective, he is the one who, even when his superior says, hey, leave him alone, he's bringing hope to the people, even he's like, no, I want to catch this guy. He's breaking the law. He's doing this and that. So I actually understood where he was coming from, and I found the movie most interesting where you had this cop chasing after our main protagonist. Now, what happens to his wife and daughter is horrible to watch. The scene, the way how it plays out, is very realistic, very gritty, because of it's in the 70s, so it's just very straightforward. One of the muggers is played by a very young Jeff Goldblum, which sort of blew me away because you could clearly tell it's him, but he is also very young. He has that sick smile, but the only problem is that, well, first, when they see the wife and daughter at the supermarket, apparently this is something that they did back in the day. I don't know if they still do this now, where they would buy their groceries and then leave them there with their address so that they could be delivered to them later on. And obviously the muggers see this and see their address. So they go there and then they do what they do. And I'm like, that's really convenient and really messed up. We should stop doing that. Maybe they did and then they stopped doing it because of stuff like this. But when Charles Bronson became a vigilante, I thought the whole movie would be about him specifically searching for these robbers or these muggers. I thought he would be like, hey, I'm going to find them. But he doesn't. He just goes through the whole movie going after random people who are committing random crimes. Sometimes, a lot of times, they target him, just happenstance, and he kills them. But there was no sense of like, hey, I'm going to go after these specific people. I was expecting Jeff Goldblum to come back and be one of the big villains. No, never happened. What happens to the daughter? Because after Charles Bronson, he's at the hospital, his son-in-law, like the doctor comes up to the son-in-law and says, hey, your wife's going to be fine, the daughter. And he's like, all right, cool. And then Charles Bronson's like, well, what about my wife? And the doctor's like, oh yeah, she's dead. Sorry. See you later. We're like, what? That's how you're going to break the news to the poor guy? So the rest of the movie, the daughter is in a catatonic state. She's just gone. She's not there. She doesn't speak. She just stares off into the distance. I'm like, is this a good outcome for her? Also, I thought it was kind of weird that the son-in-law, he's married to the daughter, but he's constantly calling Charles Bronson his dad. I'm like, okay, I get that you're like legally family, but he just kept saying, Dad, Dad, Dad. So I didn't love this movie. I thought it was fine. I thought it had its moments. I thought, especially towards the end, that whole society issue on whether a vigilante is good for the city. I thought that side of the story was most interesting. I know at the time when this movie came out, there was all that controversy because people didn't like the message, didn't like that it seemingly was for vigilantism. And I don't really care about all of that because I thought just as a story, that was the most interesting thing. I looked up that this film has spawned so many sequels, like 5 sequels. The daughter gets raped again, or his friend gets raped, or his next girlfriend gets raped. Like they had to find so many excuses and so many reasons for somebody else around him to get raped. I don't really know if I'm going to see those sequels, but this movie, this one, the original, was just okay. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too have seen the original Death Wish. Do you like it? Do you love it? Are there other movies by Charles Bronson that I should check out? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Got a goal in mind, can't stop till I reach that the gold is mine. No feet up, seat back, music, I breathe that, sleep that, eat that, ease back is pretty close, leading the pack, cause it is like snacks, a little to hold you over light work to me, but opponents under a bullet.